Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. We have several here this evening, council members, administration officials, and also our home viewing audience. I'd like to welcome you to our city's State of the City address from our mayor, Mr. Luke Feeney. I would like to acknowledge that we have quite a few special guests here this evening, and I think the mayor is going to go over some of the people that are here in his speech. But I thank you all for coming this evening. It's been a great year for our city. This last year, progress continues, and I think we've all seen the results of it. Our downtown's thriving and bustling with activity. Our north and west retail shopping areas are continuing to develop. Our streets continue to be improved, and our city services have been great, and they're going to get better. Our parks continue to be the gems of our community, and there's so much going on that's for the good of our city now and in the future. With all this being said, I'm very proud and privileged to present to you our Honorable Mayor Luke Feeney.
Thank you, Council President. With that, he took about half my speech, so I can summarize for you. But good evening and welcome. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. Before I begin tonight, please join me in observing a moment of silence for Eric Joring and Anthony Morelli, the two Westerville police officers who were killed in the line of duty on Saturday. Thank you. Their deaths are a somber reminder of how dangerous the jobs of our peace officers are. And I want to take this moment to thank our police officers and our firefighters and their families for putting their lives on the line every day to protect us. Thank you. Despite that somber news, I'm pleased to be here to deliver my second State of the City address tonight. The theme of tonight's address in the past couple years is that of collaboration. In that spirit, I want to thank City Council and all of our community's elected officials for all that they do for this community. All of our department heads are with us tonight, and if you would please stand so we can recognize you. Thank you for all that you do. Just this morning, my mom sent me a picture of a government building with the words above the entrance, "The noblest motive is that of public good." So to our elected officials, safety forces, I saw school board members here tonight, all of our city employees, thank you on behalf of this community for the public good that you do. A State of the City address is an opportunity to stop and reflect. Reflect on where we've been and where we're going. It's an opportunity to pause, to take a look at the past year, and to do a self-evaluation. To see and celebrate what we've accomplished in the past year, and to look for where we have room for improvement. It's also an opportunity to reflect on what the community has accomplished in the past year. Really, the State of the City is not about government, rather it's about the community. It's about what we've accomplished together. This year I can say that the State of the City is a few things. The State of the City is changing the narrative. The State of the City is taking control of our future. And the state of our city is the strength of our collaboration. First, changing the narrative. I won't bury the lead. It is no secret that the opioid epidemic has driven the narrative in Southern Ohio and across the country for several years. However, volunteers, safety forces, and almost every single young person in Ross County have invested their hearts and souls in making a better community, and they are working to change the narrative, change it into something positive that we can all be proud of and that will alter the future of this community. Last April, 350 runners flocked to Chillicothe for the first annual Buck 50 race. teams of 10 signed up for this 24-hour road and trail race, which covers 150 miles all over Ross County. The proceeds from this race, which is over $70,000, went to support MAID, which is Ross County's chapter of the Drug-Free Clubs of America. So last year, 350 runners. This year already, the race isn't until April, but 730 people have signed up, doubling last year's participation. This massive event, which doubled in size in just 1 year, is organized entirely by volunteers with the sole purpose of making our community a better place to live. They are changing the narrative. At the same time, the anti-drug, pro-good choices, Keys to Success program at Chillicothe High School has quadrupled in size in just a few years. And for the third straight year, one lucky, drug-free graduating senior will win a free car, courtesy of the Herrnstein Auto Group. A reward simply for making good choices and being a part of something positive. These programs, which are run by volunteers, supported by local businesses, are a major factor in how our young people are changing the narrative and taking back lives, taking back their futures, and why Chillicothe's future is bright. The Heroin Partnership Project, a collaboration of everyone with a stake in the epidemic in Ross County, and the first of its kind in the state, continues to offer a comprehensive approach to fighting the epidemic. For example, the post-overdose response team follows up with families and loved ones to make sure that they have the resources they need to help their loved ones when they return home. And the partnership is working tirelessly to change the narrative from that of addiction to that of recovery. And credit to our police department for changing the narrative and taking control of the future. The department has taken the initiative to seek alternatives to arrest, when appropriate, for those who are suffering from addiction. To date, since the start of the program, the police department has connected 129 different people with treatment options instead of jail time, saving untold lives in the process. The epidemic is not over, but I'm proud of our community's efforts to tackle the problem head on, change the narrative, and make a brighter future, especially for our youth. Speaking of youth and a brighter future, the construction of 2 new Chillicothe City schools is well underway. These schools will provide the best facilities with state-of-the-art resources to ensure that our teachers can provide our young people with the best education around. We are working closely with the school district and our neighbors to make sure that traffic patterns, parking, and above all, safety are achieved with everyone's needs in mind. The school project wasn't the only construction project that the city supported last year or this year. Last year, the city worked with the Adena Health System to get it access to capital for more affordable rates to make their massive emergency room expansion project a reality. The emergency room is going from 16,000 square feet to 60,000 square feet and will be able to accommodate 60,000 patients in a year, which will dramatically improve the emergency services available to our community and our region. We were happy to be able to help, along with council, to help the hospital continue our long-standing relationship with Adena. In addition to expansion, businesses continue to open all over town. Probably none more apparent than those that open downtown. Downtowns and parks in every city represent shared space for the entire community to enjoy. Because of the investments of small business owners, the quality of life for our citizens is better. We have places to dine, to buy books, and to enjoy a cup of coffee. And they all employ people. The progress and the potential of our downtown was front and center in October when professionals from the National Town Builders Association from across the country and the globe congregated in Chillicothe for 48 hours. The group gave us a new perspective on what is sometimes hard for us to see ourselves. that is our potential. With the enthusiasm of our guests, which was genuine and infectious, I think we all shared in their enthusiasm. I talked with each of our visitors, all of which were wide-eyed with excitement for what they saw. As exciting as that visit was, we have to make sure that it is a catalyst for good things to come. I personally feel great responsibility for us to deliver on that potential. Economic diversity is the key to long-term health and stability of Chillicothe, and a vibrant downtown experience is essential to that economic success. Using the momentum from that visit, the city and the county have teamed up with highly motivated volunteers to help launch a Main Street America program right here in Chillicothe. Main Street is a tested structure for revitalization of downtown all over the country, and it's an exciting step in the right direction to go with some of our already great activities. The Town Builders Group wasn't the only one to recognize how special Chillicothe is. Tonight, it's my pleasure to announce that Chillicothe was one of 5 recipients last year of the 2017 Scenic Ohio Award. We were bestowed this honor for the way we celebrate our rich historic history, our location on a scenic byway, the bustling downtown, and of course, our breathtaking scenes. Promoting what we have is the single best way we can change the narrative about Chillicothe. 2017 was a historical year in Chillicothe, as we commemorated and honored Camp Sherman and its role in World War I, 100 years after its construction. Camp Sherman Days saw visitors from across the country come to learn, explore, and enjoy the festivities. That experience was just a glimpse of what's to come with the World Heritage designation. Wherever and whenever we could, we encouraged collaboration. We helped out when we could, but we weren't afraid to reach out for help and try new things for the good of the community. For example, we listened to the business community, who said that our building department was good, but could be better. We wanted to streamline services, speed them up, and make investment in this community as easy as possible. So we worked together with the county commissioners to develop a partnership that is efficient, customer-friendly, and removes unnecessary steps from the process, thus speeding up the time it takes to get a business up and running. Another area we collaborated with the county commissioners and the private sector was the restructuring of economic development here in Ross County. 2 existing economic development organizations were merged into one, leaving it leaner, more responsive for existing business needs, and well positioned to attract new businesses and promote area assets. Both the city and county increased their investments in economic development because we realize that economic development really is an investment in the future of the community. The news out of Gladfelter Corporation last week that our paper mill is up for sale is a reminder about our uncertainty with the future and the importance of economic diversity in this community. The newly formed Greater Chillicothe Ross County Development Corporation is well suited for that task. Beyond our collaborations, city government made some strides as well. Providing top-notch services to our residents remains our top priority. This summer, we will expand those services to include curbside recycling. The recycling program not only means progress for the city, providing new services for people who ask for it, but it also means sustainability. Recycling is better for our environment, but we were also committed to a sustainable program. It's worth noting that the grant money will account for almost all of the startup costs of the program. Grant money will also enable us to hire 4 additional firefighters this year. Over the past 2 years, we've been awarded over $1 million in grant money that will all be spent right here in Chillicothe. We've partnered with the Ohio EPA, Solid Waste District to make sure that that program is up and running, but we've also partnered with Ohio University Chillicothe to make sure that once the program is rolled out, it is great. Together we've applied for a grant from the main campus that can enable students in the business and marketing program to help the recycling program. And as a matter of fact, our first marketing intern from OUC started just this morning. Sustainability isn't just about recycling and the environment. For me, it's about stretching every taxpayer dollar to maximize what we can do for the city. Over the past 2 years, we have sought aggressively every grant dollar we can find to maximize our taxpayers' investment in this community. Grant money allowed the land bank to tear down 4 abandoned, blighted, and dangerous properties last year, and will allow us to take down many more this year. This spring, a new shelter will be built at the Millennium Grove, thanks to grant money. I'm happy to say that already this year, we've applied for close to $2 million in grant money. So that's some of where we've been, but where are we going? With some of these accomplishments under our belt and the support of our community partners, I hope our residents and those investing in this community are coming to trust that when we put forward plans for a community, that we can deliver. I'm excited about the possibilities in our future, and I'm looking forward to the things to come. So this is the point in my speech where I unveil the big new initiative. But the thing is, I don't have a big new initiative. What I have is a real small initiative, or maybe lots of little small initiatives. Because this year, we're doubling down on our efforts to provide excellent city services, and we're going to do that by narrowing our focus. This year, we're narrowing our focus to the neighborhood level. For each of the past 2 years, I've come to visit you. Every month, in our neighborhoods, I've held neighborhood office hours. I've come to where they're most convenient for you, 24 office hours in 2 years, that's 4 times in each ward, and I come to hear what matters to you most. Sometimes we get a great crowd, all kinds of ideas. Other times it'll just be one neighbor and me. We'll talk about a pothole in an alley, or maybe even a problem with cats. But they're all great experiences. During those office hours, I've listened to the things that matter most to you. I've learned what you think are your strengths and your weaknesses in your neighborhoods, what those neighborhood assets are, and what the problems are. Some blocks have crumbling sidewalks and need storm sewer drainage. This coming year, in addition to our annual paving program, we have 2 major sidewalk and storm sewer projects that are a direct result of these meetings. Both Woodbridge Avenue and Watt Street are getting new sidewalks where there have never been sidewalks and storm sewer work. These projects will improve access in highly traveled areas, make them safer, and help with the runoff as well. Each and every neighborhood in this city has needs that are of the utmost importance to the neighbors, and we owe it to them to be addressing them. I understand that you've taken the time to let me know what's important to you, and that makes it important to me. We can't always fix the problem, but we can listen and we can try. So this year, we're going to work hard to do a better job of addressing some of those smaller issues and work on solutions to problems that are specific to neighborhoods. To pull it off, it's going to take more collaboration because we can't do it alone. We need collaboration with City Council, collaboration with city departments, collaboration with residents, churches, clubs, and nonprofit organizations. We're going to work to clean up and repair neighborhoods. This year I'm asking City Council to make a change to the ordinance on sidewalk repair to help our property owners make those repairs. We're going to do our best, and we have been doing our best, to manage nuisance issues in neighborhoods, but we're doing those with the resources we have now. Tonight I'm requesting that Council fund a new position in the building department that will help with building code and nuisance enforcement. I get it. Announcements like this aren't the most exciting. In fact, they're really not that exciting at all, but they do improve the quality of neighborhoods. But it's not all about enforcement. It's also about lending a helping hand and providing service. So I'm happy to announce tonight that this summer we will be offering yard waste pickup based on those community meetings. Neighbors said they wanted yard waste pickup instead of drop-off, so that's what we're going to do. That's going to go along with our already robust large item pickup and leaf pickup services. We will also be calling on churches and neighborhood groups to step in and help when the city can't. We're going to be doing some targeted neighborhood work. The entrance to Mary Lou Patton Park will be getting a facelift this spring, but it'll be a team effort. Fundraising efforts are already underway to give the facility the grand entrance it deserves. We are taking a special look at a few blocks that have the most to gain from a little extra attention. In those neighborhoods, we'll be asking residents to work with various city departments to make a dramatic turnaround. We're going to take some specific steps to make neighborhoods safer. I've already asked council to fund 6 new smart speed signs that will help slow traffic and give us information on where our biggest speed problems are so that we can smartly allocate resources. You'll see an officer patrolling in your neighborhood more often. And don't be alarmed if you see an officer riding around on a 4-wheeler or a gator in the park. We haven't downgraded from cruisers to 4-wheelers. We're just making sure that officers are equipped with the equipment that they need to protect us the best. As a part of this summer's paving program, I will ask council to continue to invest in bike lanes across the city, and I'm going to keep applying for grants for sidewalks. And I'm going to keep my neighborhood office hours going. And I'm going to encourage the public to attend. We're here to listen. And we're going to keep developing relationships. Collaboration isn't just the state of the city. It's the key to the progress in the city. This city isn't just government making things happen. Far from it. This city is a network of people, churches, businesses, schools, and organizations that all want to make Chillicothe a great place to work, live, and play. I'm counting on all of us working together to ensure that the city remains a positive, collaborative, and future bright for us. Thank you.
Excuse me, Mayor Feeney, I'd like to, I think, speak for probably all the citizens of the community. Thank you for doing a wonderful job. You definitely have, and we all, I think, appreciate everything you do, along with all of our department heads that are here this evening, city council, and all the workers of the city. I'm been a lifelong resident here. I'm very impressed, and I'm glad to also be a part of what's going on here. But I want to thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Okay, thank you. That concludes our State of the City address, and again, thanks to everybody that came this evening.